Well, hey again. Long time no see. I'm still here. I have been on a very adventurous trip to the Ozarks, and I did get some footage I can share with y'all. Unfortunately, I haven't moved yet. I'm still in northwest Louisiana, and wondering if I'm ever going to get to leave here. Someone told me that I should be thankful for where I am. And I am. I'm thankful for everything I have. But the deal is, there are no like-minded people around here. And I'm really all on my own. So I am thankful to have what I have. It's just that I'm barely keeping my head above water many times, many days. So I'm still hoping to find a family or someone that has what I would need. I'm just not going to take off and leave with just some land to throw my goats on and myself. I'm not beyond roughing it. I guarantee you I'm not. But the deal is, I'm usually looking out for my animals when I'm talking about roughing it and stuff. I don't want them exposed to the weather. I want them to have shelter, a nice shelter. It doesn't matter what I'm in. I could live in a tent. But anyway, I just want to find a place that will work for me. And like I said, I met a very nice lady and some other very nice people in the Harrison area. I think I would have been more trouble to them, even though they seemed very like giving and generous and stuff. But I think my dogs would have caused a problem at their place. They have like 11 livestock guardian dogs, and those dogs will kill any animal that goes across the fence, which that's what livestock dogs are for, you know. But while I was there, they told me that a border collie had jumped the fence and they had killed it. So I don't want to expose my animals to that sort of thing, because I don't know if they may go across the fence. They don't know any better. You know how dogs are. So I want to try to find the safest place for myself and my animals. These are my cute little babies. They're growing up, but they still want to be bottle fed. Oh my goodness, they always get so interested. They always want to know what I've got to eat, how much I can pet them, and what can I do for them today. Anyway, hey Moses. This is Moses. Moses and Fibonacci. Fibonacci is the mathematician. Don't even ask me about that. What I would like to do is I would like to be able to get my own property. Ideally, I would like to find maybe one or two small farmhouses on some very rural property, preferably in the Jasper area. Not Jasper itself, but the outlying areas. The height of those mountains is around 2,100 feet, and I'd like to be along the side of one of those mountains, you know, somewhere in the range of above, at least above 1,000 feet, preferably like in the 1,500 foot range. Not at the very top, but I'd like to be there. If I could just find some land with a little farmhouse or two, or a place to put a mobile home, and you know, preferably a place that already had a barn. I know I've had some really good suggestions for a barn, but I'm having to look at, you know, the cost of all this, because obviously I'm not financially independent, although I am struggling and trying to build an income for myself wherever I might go. It's just slow. It's just very slow. So I would like to find some land that's for sale by owner, that someone would be willing to finance at least for a year until I can get my feet on the ground there. And the reason I would like to find more than one house is so that more people could come. I mean, if I had at least maybe 20 acres of rural land with water running on it, I could set up a place for other people that wanted to come and stay, and set up maybe campers or whatever, and help with the building of a place to live for like-minded people. I feel like once I got to Arkansas, I feel like I wouldn't have any trouble getting a job fairly quickly, potentially doing something similar to what I'm doing now, or maybe videography or something, I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm looking for, and I'm hoping that maybe somebody will see this. I'm going to plan on putting an ad on Craigslist regarding, the land, looking for the land, but I know that's a long shot. I just really don't know where else to look. I've looked on the real estate websites, Zillow, Realtor.com, LandWatch, all of these places, but it's really been difficult for me to find land for sale by owner with owner financing. That's just not every day you find something like that. I found some really nice properties, and if I had the money, I would already be there, believe me, and I would be offering to let other people come and, set up whatever they have there, if I could only get there. The goal is to get there, to become self-sufficient with the goats, the chickens, and the land, with possibly a greenhouse and some underground shelters. Yeah, that's right, underground shelters. I would prefer that my main dwelling be underground, for all that matters. I would much rather be underground than on top of the ground, because that way you don't have to worry about bad weather blowing away your house. So thankfully things haven't gone downhill far enough that it's prevented me from being able to move. It's a matter of, when can I get enough money personally to go ahead and make the trip and get some land. I'm even embarrassed. I've contacted several realtors, email, but I'm embarrassed to call these realtors because, they don't want somebody like me calling them. They're looking for clients that have money. They want to know that you have the money to buy property. They don't want somebody that needs owner financing. So, for that reason, I haven't called any realtors, but a friend, an acquaintance I just met by phone who lives in Jasper and has goats, she gave me the name of a really nice realtor that she had used there in Jasper, an older guy, and I haven't contacted him yet. I just can't think of the right thing to say. I think he's probably going to just be like, whatever, she can't buy anything. I'm not going to fool around with her. But if anybody has any ideas of how I could go about pulling this off, I just don't know. And I don't have a lot of time to look into things like this because I'm so busy working. You know, during the weekdays, I have no time at all. And then on the weekends, I'm trying to catch up on what I didn't get done during the weekdays. Plus, I've still got to figure out how am I going to get these animals moved. I did put an ad on Craigslist, and I got all sorts of price ranges from $850 to $3,000, which I can't do that. You know, I'm going to pay somebody to do it, but $3,000, and then I don't even know if these people are for real. You know, they're requesting money up front for people I don't even know. So I've had some local people working on it, trying to find out, but that's been weeks and weeks, and I haven't had any replies back from anybody. So I'm still at a standstill. I just hope that eventually, soon, something will come up. I'm constantly looking for property, and if I knew a group of people that had the finances to put together to get some property that they could all move on to and help build some things, you know, a place that was big enough for all of us, that would be great. So hopefully soon I'll have more information. I am at least meeting people to network with, but I don't think anybody really has the incentive that I do. You know, everybody's like, yeah, if we see something, we'll let you know. Some people, but then again, I don't think that, I don't know. I guess when the right thing is available and it's the right time, it'll all come together. That's just the way you have to think about it, because otherwise you could get really discouraged really fast. I just know that I've been doing this so long by myself, and I really wouldn't mind being by myself if I found the right place, if I had good neighbors. But I guess we'll just see how it goes. One of the reasons I want to live in northwest Arkansas up at a high elevation is because the potential for flooding and bad weather, I think, are going to become big factors in the future. I don't want to be in an area that's going to flood, or an area that could potentially have really bad weather. And I realize that there are tornadoes in that area, but it's not like other areas that are on a flat plain where, you know, the tornado could just keep going and sweep everything away in its path. At least there are mountains there that would break that kind of thing up. And even if if a tornado came down, it's not likely that it's going to just keep going and going. Those mountains, those hills are going to break it up. So if y'all have any comments about maybe some ideas of how I could find some real estate, I do have some money. But that money is mainly to get me by when I get there. I don't really have a lot of money to put down on a place, but I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. I had hoped to be gone by the end of November, but this is already almost the end of November, and I'm still here. So I just wanted to update y'all, let you know that, and I'm going to post the footage that I got while I was in Arkansas. I was able to get a friend of mine to come and spend the night while I went up there, and I was a nervous wreck the whole time because she didn't know anything about goats really, or what she needed to do. I had to make her video showing her everything she needed to do. Everything was fine. The dogs did get out of the fence, but that was okay. All of my chickens were here that I could see, and the goats were all here, so I wasn't gone but about 24 hours. I went up there really fast and came back. I spent the night, and it was beautiful. I just feel like that's where I belong. That's where I want to be. So anyway, once again, if anybody has any ideas, I would love to hear them, positive, negative, whatever. You know, I would just like to know what your thoughts are about. Do you have any ideas for me about finding property up there? I'm just about to give up on finding somebody, like a family, to move in with. I'm pretty sure that this is going to all land on me. I'm going to end up having to move alone. And that maybe I'll find some people, like-minded people, to move near me after I get there. I just hope to find enough land to do that. So, bye for now. I hope y'all all had a nice day and are having a nice weekend, and I'll see you next time. Okay, y'all, this is an example of the type of property that I would like to eventually have in the Ozark area. It's not exactly what I would like to have, but it's very close. You can see it's just a small house, and it's got close to 30 acres. It's right out from Harrison, which is a really good location. I would like to be more along the lines in Jasper though, but here you go. This one is just happens to be to the right of Harrison. One thing I really don't like about it is there's nothing underground. And then there's some outbuildings, and I don't really like that barn. They call it a barn. I don't really call that a barn. But anyway, I would have to work on that. But at least there is something there that the animals could go into. Another thing I don't like about this is that a lot of the land is just open. Even though there are woods around, I would prefer to have something more wooded. I'm going to Google Earth here, and I was going to show y'all how I look for these properties when I go on here. Obviously search for the address, and if you can find the address, it'll take you right down to it. And see that large open area? That's what I really don't like about it. I would rather it be a small open area and more of a wooded area. Okay, there's Harrison that I'm drawing the line from. It shows that it's 11 miles outside of Harrison. Now, if you zoom into the location, put your cursor over it, you'll be able to look at the bottom right-hand corner on Google Earth, and you can see exactly what that elevation is. If you notice how I'm zooming in down there, and you go right to the spot, and you can see those numbers changing at the bottom right. For those of you who don't know, it's a great way to get an exact location and an elevation, which that one is right at 1,000 feet, which I'm not really happy with that. It's not really on the side of a mountain anywhere, but it is at 1,000 feet, so that's okay. It's just not what I'm looking for, but just to give y'all an idea. And I thought I would put this on here so that if anybody else is looking for property, and I have a lot of people watching that are wanting to do the same thing. Now, this is out of my price range. It's like $179,000 and no owner financing. But if